This is the Wizard News for Monday, December 6th, 2021. Musical accompaniment by Steve Million from the album What I Meant to Say. Minnesota has become the first state in the nation to launch a panel addressing the disproportionately high number of missing and murdered Black women and girls. Governor Walz and Lieutenant Governor Flanagan, flanked by victim advocates, lawmakers, and public safety officials, held a ceremonial bill signing in Minneapolis to launch the nation's first missing and murdered African American women task force. The 12-member task force, established with bipartisan support, will report recommendations to the legislature to end violence against African American women and girls in Minnesota. The panel is comprised of victim advocates, law enforcement, and court officials who met for the first time on Monday, November 29th. In 2020, almost 34% of the missing women in the U.S. were Black, according to the National Crime Information Center of the FBI, while census data shows that Black women make up just 15% of the U.S. population. We are seeing African American women killed in numbers we've never seen before, Commissioner John Harrington said. Despite the small number of African Americans in Minnesota, 30% of the victims in domestic violence settings are African American women. In 2020, 40% of domestic violence homicide victims were Black, while comprising less than 7% of Minnesota's population, read the VFM report. 4 women were pregnant at the time they were killed by a current or former intimate partner, and 3 of them were Black. These violent disparities are attributed to histories of colonization, chattel slavery, genocide, generational trauma, and ongoing systematic oppression. Harrington said that he hoped that together, the panel and lawmakers could tackle the question of how can we bring our moms and our nanas home. Peter Hayden, the father of former Senator Jeff Hayden and founder of Turning Point, a culturally responsive chemical health clinic, recounted the tragic shooting death of his daughter, Taylor Hayden, 25, who was lost to random gun violence outside an Atlanta nightclub in 2016. Peter Hayden noted that Taylor Hayden was not raised in the streets and graduated from Prairie View A&M. I think one of the things that we're really struggling with as a society is that we have not done enough work to place a value on the lives of Black women and Black girls, Representative Ruth Richardson said. Cases involving Black women and girls stay open 4 times longer than cases involving other women. She added, Black girls are much less likely to get Amber Alerts than white girls are. And that's a really important distinction because when there are no Amber Alerts, there are no police resources invested in the critical first 48 hours. And you don't get the media attention when someone is classified as a runaway versus a child in need of support or seen as a victim. According to a 2010 study by Ohio State University researchers, Black children made up 33.2% of missing children's cases, but receive only 19.5% of news media coverage. This issue was pronounced during the recent media frenzy over the Gabby Petito case. advocates charged that Black women and girls missing during that same time and historically received minimal coverage compared to the around-the-clock media attention for Petito. Representative Richardson said other states need to take action to ensure that they're doing the work to protect Black women and girls. The panel is tasked with delving into the underlying causes of missing and murdered Black women and girls, including historic trauma, racism, sex trafficking, intimate partner violence, and media neglect, and producing findings and policy solutions to the Commissioner of Public Safety and the Minnesota Legislature by December 2022. Source: Minnesota Spokesman Recorder, December 4th, 2021.